Dr. Warrens jumps up, and the guard raises his tranquilizer gun. After a gesture from Dr. Warrens, the guard fires and hits SCP-3165. It collapses moments later. Today, I will introduce SCP-3165. The object class is Euclid. It is a humanoid female between the ages of 14 to 18. Its hands, feet, and face are severely deformed. At its full height, it stands at 2.13 meters and weighs 60 kilograms. It favors a quadruped stance because standing with a straight posture causes its pain. The right half of its face is obstructed by its upper and lower mandibles. It possesses a bite strength of 1,250 psi, which is slightly above Ursus arctos. Its left cornea is milky white, suggesting that it has late-stage cataracts. Its samples show that its genetic composition consists of 97.3% Homo sapiens, 2.1% Canis lupus, and 0.6% of species. It is currently unknown whether other members of this species exist. The metatarsals of SCP-3165's feet are extended, thereby allowing it to walk like a digitigrade animal. Its running speed is 38 km per hour. The phalanges of its hands are twice the length of an average adult human's, with tapered fingernails 3 times more durable, which it uses to claw and scratch. It is to be held like a standard humanoid containment chamber. The toilet must be replaced with a graded drain for waste removal. Additional furnishings are to exclude several extra cushions and one 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters, 5 kilogram weighted blanket. The containment chamber should be cleaned daily. Prior to recovery, it was found wearing soiled cotton underwear and a pink thermal. Testing has revealed that dry spots of blood cake in the clothing were from 17 dissimilar sources. All sources are people who were reported as missing around the location of its recovery. A biopsy of SCP-3165 shows that it relied heavily on human beings as its primary food source, but it was unable to gather sufficient nutrients from this diet. Thus, after the containment of SCP-3165, it must be fed twice daily, with meals consisting of 2 kilograms of protein, bovine, mutton, or poultry, and 8 kilograms of root vegetables. 40 milligrams of oxycodone should be provided with each meal to aid its chronic muscular and joint pain. Its request for physical therapy was approved, so physical therapy sessions should be conducted routinely once a week. And due to the abnormalities of its physique, access to the Foundation gymnasium should only be allowed while it is accompanied by 2 guards and an assigned physical therapist. Its vocal cords are covered in excess tissue and fail to produce human vocalizations. Therefore, its primary form of communication consists of fractured sign language and guttural vocalizations. A Foundation-cleared child psychologist assessed SCP-3165's mental capacity. This psychologist determined that it could understand at least 200 words of the English language. It also possesses the developmental reasoning and behavior of a 6 to 7-year-old human being. It also has a desire for physical contact. Researchers communicating with SCP-3165 have been advised to use simple language accordingly. 1-hour-long language development lessons in American Sign Language and English are to be provided daily. Also, 2-hour-long reading lessons are to be provided twice a week. Upon request, interaction with personnel is to be provided, along with recreational activities that are suitable for kindergarten-aged children. Physical contact within reason is to be granted. SCP-3165 has made some requests. It has asked for a female companion to remain in its containment chamber. It has also requested a synthetic wig and indoor roaming privileges, but the requests above have been denied. It has also requested non-toxic makeup, which has been approved, but it has requested assistance with applying the makeup from Foundation personnel, which is still pending. Interaction between Foundation personnel and SCP-3165 has shown a high preference for communicating directly with female personnel, but its interactions with male personnel are frequently met with hostility. It shows a desire for physical contact with female personnel, but will grasp at them wildly. If a guard is present, then physical contact with SCP-3165 is encouraged. During interviews, one female researcher fluent in American Sign Language may enter its containment chamber accompanied by at least 1 guard armed with a tranquilizer gun. Acceptable tranquilizers include ketamine, no more than 100 milligrams, and diazepam, no more than 40 milligrams. Although it is docile, personnel are highly encouraged to wear body armor over unprotected limbs. One closed-circuited camera must consistently monitor for any destructive behavior, especially to itself. Dr. Warrens has replaced another member of personnel who interviewed SCP-3165 after it attacked him during a video interview log. This member of personnel has sustained major injuries to his right arm and ribcage, and is scheduled to undergo a procedure to have his right arm amputated at the shoulder. Dr. Warrens enters its containment chamber with an accompanying guard, and turns to face Dr. Warren from a cushion on the floor. Dr. Warren smiles at it and approaches it with caution. It emits a throaty growl and nods at her feet. After a moment of contemplation, Dr. Warren sits a few meters from the mattress. She raises her hands to begin signing. "Hello, SCP-3165. How are you?" It makes the sign for pretty, and then girl. "You feel like a pretty girl?" It shakes its head violently and makes a gurgling noise. It repeats the signs for pretty and girl, then points to Dr. Warrens. "Am I a pretty girl?" It squeals and claps its hands together. It makes a few indiscernible signs, and then the sign for hair. It points to Dr. Warrens again. "Do you like my hair?" It signs want, and then points to itself. It quickly strokes the side of its head with one hand. "Do you want my hair? Are you asking to touch my hair?" It bounces in place and nods. Dr. Warrens touches a hand to her head and inhales sharply. She looks back at the guard, who moves his hand to the holster of his belt to reassure her. A few seconds pass before Dr. Warrens looks at SCP-3165 again. "Okay, SCP-3165. I will allow you to touch my hair, but you have to, touch it softly and answer my questions." It jumps up from the mattress and scuttles to Dr. Warrens. Dr. Warrens flinches when SCP-3165 makes a chortling noise and places its hand on her head. The guard begins to draw his gun, but Dr. Warrens gestures for him to wait. It begins to stroke her hair with its palms. "Can you tell me why you hurt people? Why did you hurt the people who brought you here?" It quickly signs hungry. It appears to think for a moment, and then signs fear. "Did you want to eat them?" It continues to brush Dr. Warrens' hair with its hands. It does not respond to Dr. Warrens. "SCP-3165, can you hear me?" Again, no response is given. "SCP-3165, please cooperate with me. Why do you take people's things? Do you like shiny things?" It sounds pretty girl. Dr. Warren sighs. "Yes, I know. Thank you." It interrupts her with a grunt. Dr. Warrens appears startled and jolts away from it. SCP-3165 responds by repositioning itself next to Dr. Warrens and pointing to itself, signing want. It quickly resumes stroking her scalp. "SCP-3165, do you want to be a pretty girl?" Suddenly, it reaches forward and drags its hands across Dr. Warrens' mouth, smearing her lipstick onto its hands and scratching her in the process. It wipes its hands over its mouth and leaves a dark red mark. Dr. Warrens jumps up, and the guard raises his tranquilizer gun. After a gesture from Dr. Warrens, the guard fires and hits SCP-3165. It collapses moments later. Before it was contained, a reporter showed that it was recovered after an amateur paranormal investigation group discovered its existence in the ruins of Ukraine. Local authorities were contacted, but were unable to efficiently contain SCP-3165, then notified the Foundation. Less than 100 meters away, Foundation personnel discovered a cave that SCP-3165 utilized for shelter. Several objects hoarded by SCP-3165 have been recovered, none of which possess anomalous properties. These items include 12 pieces of stainless steel jewelry, including a locket which contains the image of a young blonde woman. She has since been identified as a woman whose first name was Elizabeth. She was reported missing after a visit to Ukraine with her partner. They were presumed to have been killed by SCP-3165. Additional discoveries include a face that has been separated from the head and peeled up by the dermis. Rough cuts have been made around the eye sockets and oral cavity, suggesting that SCP-3165 used it as a mask. During recovery, SCP-3165 attacked Foundation personnel until 120 milligrams of ketamine was forcefully injected. Civilians involved in the incident before recovery were administered a Class B amnestic. To date, no other instances of SCP-3165 have been recovered. That's it for today's video. So, what did you think of the SCP? If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel.